Come thrifting with me. This is a trip to the thrift store where I ended up getting items for an Independence Day project. Look who's in the window. Is he not so cute? The store doesn't offer carts, so I had to get a basket, and I tell you, on this trip, I wish they had carts. If there's a cat, my daughter's going to spot it. It was big, so we passed. I did like this wooden bowl. It did say Bali on it, which I've never been. I know I can turn it around, but since I've never been, I passed. My daughter's been asking for more shelves in her room. These might be cute, but when I asked her about them, she didn't really react, so I left them behind. As you guys know, I've been looking for sugar and creamer containers for a project I'm working on, but this one didn't have a lid for the sugar, so I had to pass on that as well. I don't see these very often, and they're really versatile. They could be used as a basket lid, all sorts of things. But I think I want to get one and work cross stitch on it. I don't know if I can yet, but I feel like I'll work up to it, and I might not be able to find one in the future, so I'm going to go ahead and get one. This thrift store still has a clearance table, and they had all of these dishes on there, just a whole bunch of bowls. I think that there were 10 in total. They were only 50 cents each, which is a great price. It was such a heavy bowl. I have a project in mind for Christmas, and so I debated. I thought I would only get 4, but I ended up with 6. 50 cents is cheap, but it does add up quickly. And they were so heavy, I didn't want to carry more than 6 around. My daughter and I both loved these frames, but the pink was just a little bit different than the pink in her room, so we left them behind. And the owl is still there, and I don't want to talk about it, guys. I have faith she's going to find a good home. These little star candle holders could be really cute for 4th of July, but for $2.50 each, I just couldn't do it. And help me out, internet, what is this? Is it like a rolling pin? Because it's really neat piece, but it's completely hollow all the way through. So I wasn't sure, but it would be great for rolling out dough. And there was a whole box of these long tapers. They were just shy of 2 feet. I was trying to show you guys how tall they were, but even in this video, it's not really doing it justice. They were so big. Of course, I checked out the trinkets. I saw this little pear basket, only 50 cents. The thickness of it was a little concerning. I wasn't sure if it would fit on my shelf or not, even though it does look like maybe it's a Christmas ornament. But the pear on top was cracked in half, and that pretty much just made me leave it behind. I realize this is brand new and originally $33, but $10 was pretty steep. It was a really neat piece, and it smelled amazing. I would have loved it for winter or for fall, but for $10, I couldn't do it. This picture isn't my vibe, but I really appreciate it. I thought it was really sweet. And the cherry box is still there for someone's red and yellow kitchen. Is this not such a neat framed picture? The frame is definitely more 90s and not quite as vintage, but I just thought it was so pretty. I love these little creamer dishes, little stainless steel one and the white one. These would be so cute on a kitchen shelf, but I have a ton of stuff like that. And I definitely don't need any more coffee cups, but I dug the designs on these. I like how they're kind of muted and dark. Oprah 2020. Why 2020? Why? And I still think that this would be adorable with a plant potted in here. I just kill everything. So I also love this tomato dish. Do you think that you're supposed to actually keep tomatoes in here? And I have a lot of cake stands and items like this, but I loved this. You could definitely tell it had that mid-century vibe, the gold on it and the lines for cutting. I absolutely loved it, but have no room for it. And I still think this would be really cute as a utensil holder for cottage girlies. My arm was killing me at this point, so I started setting my basket down everywhere I went. This lime or chartreuse, whichever color you want to say, caught my eye because it's very vintage looking. Would be so cute on my vintage wrapping paper, but no, I have enough ribbon. I'm not doing it. But then this orange one caught my eye, and I don't have orange yet. So just the orange. And then I moved on to the fabric. I've considered making a banner out of fabrics, and so I decided to look for some red, white, and blues. A lot of them weren't the right material or were really high priced because it was so much fabric. Then I found this sample bag, and it was perfect because it had American flag and baseballs in it. The whole bag was $1. What a steal. And I think I might be able to use some of the other fabrics in there too, so I'm excited to go through that. I also saw this gingham print for 25 cents, and I thought that would be perfect if I had too much red. So stay tuned for that project. I love that basket, but I have one that I use for fall on my front porch, so I passed. Then they had these placemats for 25 cents. They would be perfect for 4th of July. They had some smash at the bottom. Thankfully, I found 2 on top, so 50 cents, not bad. Of course, you know I hit up the linens to see if there was any Canon or Martex towels, some vintage ones. This one ended up being a cheap one, but I loved how someone had made a little apron out of it. I was interested in the Kansas City one, but it was a free Hy-Vee one for $1.50. A little bit surprised. And then I saw this ugly sweater hot pan holder. So cute. Definitely had to get that for 25 cents. What a great price. And then I have one similar to this rose, but mine is stained. This one wasn't, and it was 75 cents. Rounds that out to a perfect dollar. How perfect. My daughter was interested in this. She asked if it was a perfume bottle. And then, of course, I replied with, well, is it Avon? And it was. As you guys know, I'm starting to collect some perfume bottles from Avon, the ones that are a little bit daintier, a little bit cuter. So I grabbed that, and then this print caught my eye. Love the print. It took me a minute to figure out how to work it, and then I put some items in it to show you. It is a little drawstring bag that carries kind of like a basket. I absolutely adore it. I don't know what I'd use it for, so I did put it back. I'll regret it. I went ahead and grabbed that red bandana in case I needed it for my project. It was only 25 cents. Loved this, but it was stained, so I left it. I have a ton of doilies, so I'm trying not to buy any more, but I love this red and cream color doily. Since it's cream, I don't know if it'll work for 4th of July, but it felt very Valentine's Day to me, and I just loved it so much I had to get it. In the frames, we saw these 2 bathroom photos. In both photos, it's a little girl with brown hair and a little cat with white and gray stripes, just like my daughter's cat. So I grabbed those for her. And I have 3 kids, and a little gold frame with 3 spots in it would be perfect for my desk. So basically talked myself into getting it. I struggle with putting school photos in my design areas, so that will help. Then my daughter asked if we could get some puzzles. I'm not going to fight her on that. I love puzzles. So that one I got for myself. I got this one for my son, and then my daughter picked one out as well. Both of theirs were jumbo pieces. I saw this trivia game. It's only $1. There weren't that many in there, it felt like, but that's okay. It'll be fun. Then my daughter said this.
The basket is overflowing.
That was her case for us to go home. I just had a few more things to look at, like these vintage cards. I do have quite a few, so talked myself out of getting any newer ones, especially since our basket was already overflowing. But I did sit in this recliner, very comfy. It just rocked, though. And then, guys, I about lost my cool in the middle of the thrift store. Are these not the coolest, most beautiful chairs that you've ever seen in your entire life? There were 2 of them, $10 each, and I literally sent a picture to my husband asking him what we could possibly use these for because I love them so much. And I couldn't come up with anything. Those will be the ones that haunt me. Overall, we ended up spending $29.43, and I think that's a little high, but oh well. Regrets?